Hello YouTube, what is up? John here, back at you with another video, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today I'm actually going to go through my guitar equipment because it's been a while and I got a lot of new people that have subscribed, so hello all to the new subscribers. My name's John. I do guitar stuff, some drum stuff, and some knife stuff because those are the three things that I thoroughly enjoy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as I can. I got a few guitars, definitely different than my last one that I had. Yeah, we'll get into it. So I figured it might be just easier to go over the pedals first. TC Electronic Polytune 3. It has the optional buffer. This is the mini version. Probably one of my favorite tuners. I keep it in the strobe mode. Is plus or minus 0.02 cent accurate in the strobe mode. It is a great tuner, very accurate, very fast at tracking, which is great. So it goes from the guitar into there, which is the cable I built, into there, into the guitar knobs fuzz pedal. It's basically a tone bender style fuzz, 2 knobs, level and attack, just what you need. Right now I'm having a little fun with this Park fuzz. Never tried it, just trying one for fun. Hoof, which I've loved. I've had a love-hate with these over the years. I've never hated it. I just, it's one of those pedals that I have gotten rid of, but it always keeps coming back because it's a great fuzz. The plumes, same thing as the Huff. It's a great pedal, just kind of keeps coming back. Goes into the Q boost, which is actually a Stone Deaf Effects. Wicked awesome boost. It's got a couple different modes on it. It's got a modern mode where it's more of just like a straight clean boost, and then a vintage mode where it's more of like almost like a Range Master fuzzy kind of boost. Preamp, so you could turn the preamp on and off, and then you can't turn the frequency boost on and off, but if you have, obviously you can, if it's on, you can turn it on and off, but allows you to get those like cocked wah kind of sounds all the way to, you can like boost the low mids, boost the highs, so I usually keep it around here, kind of get that cocked wah kind of sound. This is a pedal I built. It's a basically a Klon. I've had people in the past who've said that it sounds just like, almost just like a real one. The thing with Klons is that some had more of a little bit thinner, more narrow mid-range, and some had a little bit more thicker mid-range, a little more low mids. This is more of a low mid, a little bit thicker one. So it reminds me of like the Tumnus, stuff like that. That goes up into the Phase 95. I've always had a love-hate for MXR Phase 90s, but so far I've been really liking it. That's just a foot switch I'm checking out with the amp. I'll get into that in a second. The Dispatch Master, probably one of my favorite delay reverbs. Mostly I just use it for delay with the reverb on top to give it a little ambience. Right now I have this reverb on, the Abominable Electronics, but I'm kind of debating on that. I keep it around because it's a very rare pedal, but it's not a bad pedal. It's just, it's got a boost in it, so it's like, and it's almost like a echo delay. It's weird. And then a Bonafide buffer, so I have a buffer on my input and then a buffer on my output, which then goes to my amp. Other pedals that I have that I switch in, and I switch out my pedals in and out frequently, so even though they may be over here, I do play them often. It's just, sometimes I try different things, different combinations for fun. So for over here, I have a Black Arts Toneworks Quantum Mystic, which is a really thick distortion. A Full Tone Ultimate Octave. Josh Homme actually plays a lot of those pedals. A mini Tube Screamer, which I was very surprised with. Usually I like the TS9s, but this had a little more fatterness in the mid-range, not as narrow. OD glove, which is like an OCD, but in my opinion it's better. Which that's probably one of my oldest pedals I've owned because my wife got it for me almost 10 plus years ago. Brutalist Jr. that I built, the GCI Brutalist Jr. Another Stone Deaf Effects. This is the PDF-1X. It's actually a really cool boost, and so they got this clean dirt setting. It's a boost. It's also like a fuzzy kind of thing. It's kind of cool. This is another pedal I built. I call it the High on Metal 2 because it's an HM2 clone. So it does all that chainsaws. Fat Guy Lil Coat, my buddy at 37 Effects, built this for me. So it's a really good fuzz pedal. Just single knob, works really well. Another fuzz that I built, I call it the Fuzz 2 because it's based off the FZ2. Actually, it is an FZ2 clone. This is the Gallows Hills Fuzz right here. The Gallows Hills Fuzz is a modified fuzz face, modified Earthquaker Devices dirt transmitter, because they don't make it anymore, and there were some things I loved about the dirt transmitter, but I wanted to modify it, so I like it a lot. I gave a little more gain, a little more top end, but not it doesn't sacrifice any bottom end. It's really nice spitty, can do spitty Velcro. This is a triple reverb that I built. It does a spring, it does a spring, a hull, and does a spring, a plate. Yeah, spring, plate, and there's something else it does. It's like a shimmer. That's what it's like, a chorusy reverb. Both my Electro Foods pedals, they got the Nepenthes, which I've used a lot and still love that pedal, and the IF Raw, which is their like Russian muff kind of thing. Absolutely amazing fuzz pedal. Now we're going to get into the amps. Okay, now we're at amps. So for the amps, I have the Marshall Origin 50. This is the 112 combo. I went with the 112 combo because I wanted something that I could easily take around with me. This is that other video that you saw where I swapped out the speaker. Currently, right now, I have two Tube Amp Dr. EL34s in it. And the power section, the preamp section, of V1 I got a tongue sole, and V2 I got a tongue sole, and V3, which is the phase inverter, I got a Sovtek LPS. So as you can see, I like my mid-range. I have it cranked. Actually a great sounding amp, and this has the boost, which can be put in and out on a foot switch. So that's why I have the foot switch in there, for fun, to see what I like and don't like. So that was the easy stuff. Now we're going to try to go through all the guitars. Okay, don't mind the mess of cables behind it. Here's guitar number 1. So I don't remember if this was in my last video. This may have been. This is my 1977 Les Paul Custom. This was, I believe, made in the Nashville plant. Only because technically it came with the Nashville bridge. But other things have led me towards that this could be a Kalamazoo one, because a lot of the customs didn't go to Nashville right away. So this actually might be a made in Kalamazoo Les Paul Custom. The horn isn't as sharp, which a lot of the Nashville ones have the very sharp horn. So if you see how this is nice and rounded, but it does have the Nashville bridge, so I'm not sure. Right now, it's got a set of Pariah custom-made Gallows Hill pickups in it, which are a hotter pickup with a low saturation, so they don't oversaturate. I have a Tone Pros locking bridge and tailpiece because I didn't want to ruin the original ones. I have Switchcraft switch in it as well, and a Switchcraft output jack. But I have CTS pots, two 500Ks on the top, two 500Ks on the bottom, wired in 50s wiring. Schaller tuner, or Schaller, sorry, Schaller locking strap locks with a couch strap, the Racer X, and that is with the black with the sparkle gold stripe. So this has been my primary one. Right now, for strings, I go back and forth with different companies and different brands depending on what I'm feeling like. Right now, I have Ernie balls on here. I have they're the 12 to 56, but they're called the Magnum Slinkies, so they actually have a wound G string instead of the plain G string. I've been testing out if I like wound, because I actually play this guitar in C standard. So this is not a E standard, it's 2 whole steps down. So I'm trying to see if I like the wound string. Right now it's got a bone nut on it, and it still has the stock tuners because they have been perfectly fine. This has been my primary guitar for a while. So let's get the next one out. Okay, next one is another Les Paul. It is a Epiphone Les Paul Jr. This is the ones that came out in the inspired by Gibson line, where they have that newer headstock, which I actually really like the newer headstock a lot. This guitar is, except for the strap locks, which I have the Schallers on there again, and then another couch Racer X strap. Besides the strap locks, this guitar is actually 100% stock. I haven't really found a reason to not have it stock. The single P90 actually sounds great on it. I've been debating if I want to get a better bridge for better intonation. Plus, the problem I have with this bridge is that every time I change the strings, it actually moves the intonation just a little bit, which I know they say, well, if you want a Les Paul Jr., why you want intonation? Well, I still like to have my guitars intonated decently, and it doesn't move it a ton. I'm not saying it's like way whacked out, but it does move a little bit because, you take off the strings. There's 2 screws that are back here that move a little bit. Still got, I haven't really felt like I needed to change this guitar out at all. I mean, it's been a great sounding Les Paul Jr. It plays great. It sounds great. It's got a little bit fatter, more 59-esque profile neck on it, which is fun. Usually I go for more of like a 60s neck, but it's kind of been nice. Mostly just keep this in E standard, because I mostly play like a lot of like more punk and rock and roll with this guitar. So that's this Epiphone. Next guitar. Okay, I have technically bought and sold this guitar. I've bought this guitar technically twice, both with trades. So I didn't really like buy it with my own money technically, but I traded to get these guitars. Now, what happened was I had to sell it to pay off some bills, and then I got it back, and I was able to do some more trades and get it back. So this is an Epiphone P93 Rivera. Stands for the 3 P90s in it. This is from 2009. It is an amazing guitar. Everything that I've done to it, so I've put on Gotoh locking tuners, which with any type of trend system, I highly recommend locking tuners. If you don't believe me, go to Gotoh's website, and they actually explain it with a diagram why locking tuners are 20 times better than regular tuners when it comes to any type of trem system. When it comes to your standard guitars, it makes it faster for string changes, but honestly, when it comes to trem systems, locking tuners I feel like are a must. Rosewood neck, I am going to replace the nut on it. I actually have a Tusk XL nut right here, which I'm thinking about seeing if it matches up with this, because I bought this a long time ago. I haven't used it, so if it matches on that, then I'm going to use it. Now, when I got this guitar, this pickup and this pickup weren't stock. This one, I believe, was stock, but the person cut it almost at the pickup, like cut the lead almost at the pickup. So these 2 pickups were working. This one wasn't even connected. So right now, all 3 of these are actually Epiphone stock pickups, which don't sound bad at all. I was able to find an OEM in China. I have a roller bridge on there from StewMac, probably just like a Wilkinson. Still got the stock Bigsby on it. I had to completely rewire everything. So right now you have bridge volume, neck volume, middle volume. They're all independent of each other. I have the master tone, Switchcraft switch, and then a Switchcraft output jack. So I had to redo all the wiring on the inside of it as well. Which, if you ever done a wiring on these guitars, it's not fun, but I actually really enjoyed it. So this guitar has been pretty much overhauled. It's got the Schallers on it as well, which are back there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is, Schaller with the couch strap. And this one I went with the gold sparkle with the black stripe because I think the black with the gold looks, you know, kind of gives it a little striking look. And this guitar is absolutely amazing. I love the P90s. They sound great. Next guitar. So if you go back onto my channel, you'll see that, wow, this guitar does not look like the same color. In here it has more of a green, and on my screen it has more of a blue. Anyways, if you go back in my videos, you'll see that I actually did a cover of a 30 Seconds to Mars song. And it was for a radio station around me. And if you won a free guitar, and you got to play with 30 Seconds to Mars live for a show. So as you can tell, I won. I got a signed autographed guitar, and I took off that autographed pick guard. I have it stored away. And what I did is I just modified, because this was just a basic $100 Strat. So I just modified it. I got another custom-made Gallows Hill pickup in it by Pariah. Just a basic P90 in the neck, which sounds really killer. I've been relicking it for fun, just to see how it works. Single volume, single tone, three-way switch. CRL switch or CLR? No, CRL switch, sorry. CLR is the other thing. Switchcraft jack. I do want to replace the bridge. It's just the cheap bridge that came with it. Rosewood neck. It's got a Tusk XL, what's it called? Tusk XL nut on it. So it's got the Teflon in it. Tusk string trees, you know, the Graphtec by Graphtec. This also has Goto Magnum locking tuners on it, because once again this has a trem built onto it. So, and like I said before, if you have a trem bass guitar, locking tuners are almost a must, because it really helps with tuning stability. Just a DiMarzio strap. I call this my shredder metal guitar. I keep it in like D standard, drop C, you know, playing stuff like Zao or Gojira or Mastodon, you know, stuff that just for fun. You know, it's a Strat. It's a super Strat kind of thing. Yeah, that's this guitar. And next one. My only bass guitar. I've always loved Music Man basses, but this is actually a Sterling by Music Man Ray 34. So this is the highest priced overseas model that you can get before you get into the actual USA models. And this bass is 100% stock. There is, besides the Schaller strap locks, couch strap again, Racer X. Besides that, this guitar is stock because I wanted that Stingray bass sound. And how are you going to get it? With a Stingray bass. So anytime I've recorded bass on any recording or when I was playing live, this is the bass that I would be using. Right now it's an E standard with some Ernie balls on it, because something about Ernie ball strings on an Ernie ball bass just really work. I know, sounds weird. Yeah, this is an amazing bass. Yeah, I'm not planning on ever getting rid of this bass. Okay, I got two more left, and they're both acoustics. You've probably seen this one before if you've been on my channel long enough. This is a either 62 or 64. I know it's like, well, why not 63? The way the serial number looks, it's either 62 or 64 Gibson student acoustic model. And these things are absolutely amazing. It was my uncle's. And then my grandfather gave it to me. It was actually my first guitar. As you can see, it actually has an adjustable bridge, so I can get nice low action on this. Believe it or not, look at these strings. They're Kurt Mangan Monels. I've had them on here for over a year, and they have not rusted, corroded, or anything. Stock tuners, everything. This guitar is just, I just keep it as is. It's very, it's got a dirty sound to it because it's all mahogany. So it's very, it's got a bluesy, dirty sound. It's like triple O body style, so it's a little bit smaller. It's, you know, it's meant for more students, but it just, everybody that plays guitar just falls in love with it. The frets are almost nothing, you know. I mean, you want to talk about fretless wonder, this is literally got no frets on it, and it just plays and sounds amazing. Stays in tune really well. It just, oh, such a nice guitar. One more. Now, I don't like to take out the Gibson acoustic because it's so old, so I actually picked up a Yamaha. Which model is this? The FG. It's hard to see in there. Let me see if I can get the, there it goes. FG 8830. And I went with the rosewood on the back and sides because I wanted that deep bottom end and bright top end with a little dip in the mids, because when you sing, which I don't really sing as much as I used to, but when you sing in the mid range. So, you know, that's why I went with that. This has some D'Addario, they're the newer ones that they do. They're like a White Pack XT or XS. I can't keep up with them anymore. Strings on them, they're coated. I might put the Monels on this because I just kind of really like them. And honestly, I've never really loved coated strings, or maybe I'll just try a different kind. I did have a little hiccup here, but that's nothing major. But it's a great sounding acoustic. I mean, it's very vibrant, vibrates a lot, sounds great, works great, absolutely does amazing. Awesome acoustic guitar for just taking around. I almost forgot about this. My custom-made Warlock 412 cab. It has two Ted Weber Silver Wolves and two Ted Weber Gray Wolves. Warlock, unfortunately, stopped making cabs actually earlier this year. Aaron was a really nice guy to me, did an absolutely awesome job on this cab. It's a tank of a cab. It's 412s, and it's heavy, and it's darker, and it's a really nice cab. I'm not planning on ever getting rid of it. Even though I have a combo, I can actually still plug this combo into this if I really wanted to. But for now, it's just gonna, you know, if I ever get another head again, or if I ever start playing more full time in a band and I really need a 412 cab, this will be my 412 cab. On to the drums. This is my drums. My kid was playing on my drums earlier, so got my drum set here. Hold on. He moved that off, which now it's not sticking, so I gotta clean that off. So what do we have here? Well, we have a rock and sock seat. So this is the one that has the hydraulics on it, which I absolutely love. And yes, my kid decided to leave a drumstick on there. So we have the DW5000XF, so you get the extra length, which if you watched one of my other videos, you will have seen that I was playing the single XF for a while. Now I've upgraded to the double XF, which will make so many people mad because everybody on that video said Iron Cobra is way better. Yeah, honestly, I think it really depends on what feels good for you. I think Iron Cobras are absolutely phenomenal. I think there's been years that Iron Cobra have done really well and been really bad. And there's been years that DW has done really well and really bad. I think these most recent years, I think both DW and Iron Cobra have probably made some of the best pedals that they have in a long time, in my opinion. So I think if you decide to go with the DW or the Iron Cobra or Pearl or any other company, you will be happy. A lot of them are making very comparable pedals. We have a DW Collectors. Yeah, because it's Collectors, then Performance, then then Design. So this is actually a Collector Series maple. There's like no finish on it because I like the very raw maple look. 6.5 by 14. Obviously, it's not tuned. Gotta tune it up a little bit. See, Tama right there. Tama hi-hat stand. I have a Mapex kit, which is the I forgot what the Pro M. M stands for maple, so it's you got 16-inch maple. You got 16-inch maple floor tom, a 12-inch maple rack tom, and then you got a 22 by like 20-inch maple bass drum. All Remo heads, Remo Emperors on both, Remo Ambassadors on the bottom of the toms, Remo Power Stroke 3 for that, and then the other side I forgot what it is. It's another Remo. Remo Emperor X for the snare, and then the Hazy Ambassador. Zildjian cymbals, I went with the S Rock Pack, and they actually sound really good. And then, of course, my Zilbel. So that is my drum set in a nutshell. And I think it sounds really good. Everybody comes over and jams, loves how the drum sets sound. So if you want, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite piece of gear is that I own. Let me know if there's something that you want to see. I'm still trying to be as active as I can on YouTube. Long story short, I got 4 kids and I got life gets in the way of life. So I'm not a professional YouTuber, but I like to document my stuff. I like to show and help people out there with, things that maybe they have questions that they don't have answers to. That's why that bass drum pedal, the bass drum pedal video has close to like 60,000 views on it, which is crazy to me. But the thing is, though, is that in my opinion, I've never been able to find that information online. I've never, anybody who you ask is like, oh, DW versus Iron Cobra, and everybody can tell you like the Iron Cobra has the spring coil and it has the speed ring thing, and the DW has this and that and has the toe clamps and this and that. But nobody ever talks about like what's the actual differences and why does one feel better than the other. And it's like, well, there's differences in a little bit in the bearings. There's a little bit differences in how the chain, where the chain attaches with the sprocket versus how the Iron Cobra doesn't have a sprocket. And nobody tells you that a DW standard is like a 10-inch foot pedal. And the Iron Cobra's standard are 11-inch, which that makes a huge difference. I know it's only an inch, but there's an angle to it. I mean, if you got a 10-inch, you're going to get more of a drastic angle versus 11-inch where you get less of an angle and it's going to be smoother. I mean, it's why so many of those, death metal or, really fast drummers, they play like 13-inch pedals because they're sometimes smoother feeling. So yeah, it makes a difference. Anyways, guys, stay safe out there. Right now it's November 2023. It's almost Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a great, happy, safe holiday. And if I don't see you before Christmas and the end of the new year, or actually I should say holidays and the end of the new year, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Rosh Hashanah, whatever you celebrate, just enjoy it. Be safe. Don't make any stupid decisions. We don't need any more stupid decisions. And if I don't see you, I'm pretty sure I might make another video before the end of 2023. But just in case, have a good rest of your 2023, and we'll be talking to you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.